Hey guys, so I wanted to reach out with absolute love for anybody that needs to hear this, okay? So if you're grieving for a loved one, you know, I'm grieving, for a loved one. And I had an absolute angel. And she was with me, I think about 13 years. When she passed away, she was about 16, like in human years. But like she was so in tune. My friend actually one time, she had like some yoga music. And for some reason my cat, it was like she was like going into yoga poses. Not like full out like, really difficult yoga poses, but it looked like she was literally like doing yoga poses. And my friend, she actually taught yoga and she could like see, she's like, oh my goodness. And we were just like, couldn't believe it. I even had like an exercise tape. Well, it was like on YouTube, like a exercise thing. And literally Bentley was like going in sync with what the person was saying. And I was like, what? So it was like she was extremely in tune. Like I've never seen a cat that in tune before, But it's like her spirit has so much dignity. And it was like it was like literally like royalty, But just like really sweet too, just like very, she was also shy, which I'm shy too. So she had a lot of the same personality traits as me. She didn't really like too many people. I mean, like, she wasn't, like, mean to anybody that would come over. She was just, like, but she didn't like them to, like, be around her. Like, I don't know. But there's, like, she just, like, liked, I guess, like, a couple of my friends. Like, if I was, like, talking, she would come out and she would, like, listen, and stuff like that. But there was, like, some people. But, like, I don't know. But I guess I'm the same way, too. I'm not the most open person. I'm not necessarily like, closed off. It just takes me a very long time for me to consider a person like a friend, But I mean, I feel like, of course I have like a very sensitive spirit. And I feel like, my cat was the same way, very similar, I think. But yeah, she was very in tune. But yeah, I have a lot of good memories. But when she passed, I automatically could feel her spirit. And of course I needed that because my faith was being, really tested. Because like I know that there's a God, and I feel God, like when I pray. But, when you have a loved one and they're, passing away, it's like you want to know for sure. Like, okay, I want to know for sure that she's in a good place, and it's not like where it's just like she's passed and that's it. There's no more Bentley. Like, that would be absolutely horrifying. You know what I mean? But, I felt her spirit. And the area that I have her is just like, when I buried her, it was very sacred, But yeah, I can feel her sometimes, and I just feel so much love, I mean, she was like such a huge blessing to me. I mean, like her sweet little spirit, like every time I would come home from work, she would just like greet me. And then like she would greet me in the morning time. I don't know. I just have so many good memories. But like I'm not, even though I'm crying, I'm more filled with joy. The fact that, it's amazing that our loved ones, the people that have passed, that there is a beautiful place that they are, they're at. And then they're aware of us and they do connect with us. I don't necessarily believe like in, I don't consult and try to like seek mediums, not trying to like, dump on anybody else's religion or like your belief system or whatever. I'm just like, I just like, I just seek through prayer, but like, I'm not trying to like seek mediums to, talk to my cat or whatever. But no, I feel her though. I feel her spirit. And it's just like that peace and that love that I feel is like enough, I don't need to like, talk to her to, get information or whatever. But I don't know. I just want, hopefully anybody out there, if you're grieving, I want this video is to be able to give you peace, to know that it's real. The afterlife is real. And there's just so much love. This is not the end. This life is very short. And, we're here to just learn to love people and be the best version of ourselves. And that's it, well, there's still a lot more. Like, we have assignments and missions and things like that we need to do. But, also, like, cemeteries are so sacred. Like, when I go to a cemetery, I could just feel so much peace. Which is contradictory to Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like Hollywood, tries to do like horror films where they talk about like Night of the Living Dead and, although that is entertainment. It's more entertaining because of the fact that I'm kind of like into like, just to try to imagine what would I do like in an apocalypse situation or whatever. So I like try to feel of like, oh, like, they're building a community and they're getting back on their feet. So it's not necessarily like I'm interested like in zombie, stuff, but it's just, building communities or whatever. I don't know. Just like, because like we live in a world where it's like, we're just like a lot of us, maybe not all, of course, but where we're kind of just like going through like a hamster wheel. It's like you go to work, you pay your bills, and after you pay your bills, you get the things, your basic necessities pretty much. And then you go to work and you pay your bills and it's pretty much it. Like, but yeah, there's just so much hope, and it's just a beautiful thing. Like, animals, they have a spirit. It's real, and Bentley, I'm pretty sure that, she's, even though like she was shy, she's meeting, wonderful, she's probably like, I don't know, she's probably met some wonderful friends, hanging out with the horses, I guess. I don't know. She was an indoor cat. But, yeah. But I absolutely adored her. And, we would go outside, but I wouldn't allow her to, like, go wander, because, like, I don't know. I respect everybody else's opinion, but, dude, like, it's, for cats, it's dangerous out there. There's cars, there's vicious freaking dogs out on the, without a leash. It's crazy out there, so, she just kind of chilled in the front, but right now, in the spirit world, she's probably chilling in some really beautiful garden and meeting friends, even though, like, her spirit was very shy. But she was just so precious. Like, but, like, I'm not, where I'm, like, my spirit is, I'm not in sorrow. You know what I mean? I'm just tapping into love. And I just tap into the fact that there's just so much hope, there's so much joy, and we don't have to fear anything, So, if you have somebody that has passed on, I hope you really feel it and that they're aware of you, And this life that we're in right now, it's like we're in a boot camp, or not a boot camp. We're kind of like Navy SEALs pretty much, where I mean, like if you're living in this time period, like you're the strongest of the strong, straight up. I mean, your spirit is like, you're a freaking Navy SEAL, pretty much, like a spiritual Navy SEAL, if you're living in this time period right now. So just know that, okay? And, no need for us to get down on ourselves to say, oh, well, I'm not a multimillionaire. Dude, if you got freaking character, you got everything. If you have love in your heart and you do good by people, you got everything. Can you imagine, like, let's say if, people, their version of success, where it's like you have all the money in the world, but like you don't have character and you don't have morals and you don't have, can you imagine like how empty that is? Well, guess what? That's why a lot of, I'm not saying all, but that's why a lot of, Hollywood is miserable. You know what I mean? They're so freaking miserable because it's like, everything in this life, it all boils down to how we treat people. And that's pretty much it. It boils down to our capability of learning to love people. Have I been perfect at it? Hell freaking no. And it sucks. I wish I could have been, perfect at it. But, it's not only just loving other people, it's learning to love ourselves and, get past the fake, skewed version, that people have given us, for whatever reason. I think most of the time, if somebody's given a skewed version, it's because they're just not working on themselves. But usually when someone's really content and if they're really happy, they don't critique people. I mean, they'll see what's up. They'll be real and they'll be honest and be like, okay, I'm seeing something and this is off or whatever. They may see things, behaviors or other things like in people that may be off, but they're not looking at it like, oh, this person's evil. You know what I mean? I guess there is, of course, there is evil people out there, but nobody's born that way. You know what I mean? So it's just based on like, individual choices and things like that. But, I just wanted to, just give my testimony out there that there's so much hope, even though there's so much things going on right now. There's so much corruption, but I know within my spirit that though there will be a freaking day, and I'm saying like this is so true. There's gonna be a day where the corruption is no longer. There's gonna be a day that truth will be spoken at the housetops, and that's already starting to happen. Okay. There's going to be a day that, evil, corrupt leaders are not going to be in power anymore. And can you imagine how much of a joyous day? Like, we're going to be, like, jumping with joy. Can you imagine that world? But that world is going to be real, But the thing, all we have to do is every day show up for ourselves, love people, and just do good by people. And that's it. That's all we have to do. And look for opportunities. There's always somebody that needs, to be uplifted. And literally, that's the thing that, isn't it amazing? Like, okay, we, maybe not all of us, but dude, we are not in the struggle. A lot of us are trying to figure out like, okay, how am I going to get food? But just know that you're 100% successful. If there is somebody that you uplifted today or tomorrow, your whole freaking day was beyond successful. It is way more successful than a multi-billionaire that's screwing over people. I don't care if they're taking their freaking jet, they're going here, there, whatever, whatever they think they see or whatever. But if they don't have the moral compass, and then they're like going over, working for like these huge corporations, like royally screwing people over, none of that shit matters. The only thing that freaking matters is every single day our choice and how we're going to uplift somebody and make a freaking difference. Like every day. And that's just a beautiful opportunity. It doesn't even take money to do that. We don't have to be, the only way that we can enlist being a superhero is if we're multi-billionaires. That's bullcrap. We don't have to have like this amazing, skill of or this sci-fi, you know, where you can teleport, you can fly, you can do all this wondrous things. It's like, no, every day is a freaking miracle. You know, people with physical limitations can have, like, fill in a room with so much love, with just who they are, their spirit. You know, it's so real. It's more real than anything, you know? So yeah, I just hope that this video will give anybody out there hope, and let's just keep tapping into love, you know, keep tapping into hope, and just know that every day that we have is a gift. There's something that we can do. We can become more, you know, compassionate. We can become more aware, you know, of our surroundings and people, and, you know, there's so much. But anyway, that's it. I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Bye.